right, hello Sooner Nation. I thought bye week would be a just quiet, like nice quiet. It's kind of go through what we have with our schedule. And our friend Darren sent us something the other day. It said, "Talk to my brother Derek," and he said that Mateer's hurt. And I think my exact words are, "I'm sure he is hurt. He runs all the time, but he's all right." Well, just
Yeah.
then I came across last night or yesterday. I was just like, "God dang it!" That's what
Well,
we get
I
for
think
cheating
like the
against
big
Auburn.
thing, because Gabe and Teddy kind of brought this up on the Sunday pod, was that there was a knee injury. And, apparently you can zoom in, you can see where his knee was wrapped, like he wears like the, legging thing, but you know what I mean? He wears something where you can't really see all the wrap, but when you zoomed in, you could see that his knee was wrapped. So we all just kind of thought, okay, that's probably what the injury was. But so how I first got the news was I just left school yesterday. Yesterday was my birthday.
Oh yeah,
And
that's what I was really John Mateer. I had it all set for this episode. It's gonna be like special birthday episode. Day later,
yeah,
and John Mateer
yeah.
ruined it all. I forgot everything.
So my nephew Reed, who you've heard me talk a lot about, I was a little frustrated with him because the little rat hadn't called and told me happy birthday yet. So he calls me. It's 3:15, whatever it is, 3:30, and I'm just leaving work, and he goes, "First off, happy birthday. Number two, I'm going to ruin your birthday. John Mateer broke his hand and is having surgery." And I was like, "Son of a!" So I didn't drive off the road or anything crazy like that. And then I did have Allie I was like, all right, go to Twitter, Allie, and share this with the grumpy old men. That's our friends group thing that we do. And so then it was a pa-ping, 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 pa-ping all the way driving home.
And Darren was looking for a new head coach.
Oh gosh, yes, automatically. This is
We
it for
got called
BB.
Sunshine Pumpers, and we drinking the Kool-Aid stills.
Yes, and I just embrace it. I just send the Kool-Aid Man meme when people say it. But I guess, this isn't quite the Kennedy assassination or 9/11, but this was a where were you when you found out moment. And, that's where I was. So
where were you when you found out OU season was ruined? Darren said, exactly. I quote, does he keep his job at 5-7? I go, you think we're going to lose 7 straight games with this defense?
Yes. So, yeah. But I think he has us losing to Kent State probably, but
yeah, I will tell you this. We'll upset Alabama. I will tell you this. I was listening to the radio, and they said, Kerry Murdoch said this morning that I guess John Mateer was going around the locker room saying, I will be back for Texas. So I guess that's his plan. And I'll be honest with you, it wouldn't shock me if he was. The guy's a gamer. I mean, I'm sure they pulled him in kicking and screaming to do the surgery, but I mean, it is the best move to do it now. You can't let that linger on and just get worse. So,
I mean, to me, Jeremy, this whole thing makes everything make a lot more sense because, I mean, let's be honest. John Mateer got outplayed probably by Jackson Arnold in the first half the other night. And that's not that didn't seem normal. Well, the guy broke his hand in the first quarter. Okay.
Yeah.
Then he played the rest of the game with a broke hand. Guess what he probably got at halftime? A shot of the good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I was at the LSU game last year when Nussmeier looked like he was going to probably die. They go back there, give him shots of the good stuff, and he comes out there and lights us up. Now, it's not good for John Mateer long-term to get that shot for the next 12, 13 weeks, hopefully 14, 15 weeks that we're going to be playing football. So he needed to get this fixed. But if Jared Goff can come back and play a playoff game in 12 days, then I think John Mateer can probably come back in 3 weeks and play a football game. But that being said, I think he tries to play against Texas. I don't know that, we know the exact answer yet. I don't think anyone outside of Dr. Shin. And by the way, the memes today, Sooner Nation, great job. That was the highlight of the day was all the memes and the stuff on social media. OU Twitter, you rock today. but
Building Dr. Shin a statue.
yes, the one of him driving the schooner, just
Touching the
all the
play like a
different
champion today before he did
yes,
surgery. I mean,
yes, exactly. The Pope holding up the little Dr. Shin picture. There's lots and lots of good stuff. But all that being said, whether or not Mateer can play, because I think even a pessimist, even Darren, okay, even Nathan, who is probably not, that Nathan's not as pessimistic as Darren, but he gives it the old college try, some pessimism sometimes. I think even they would say Mateer will be back by the Ole Miss game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's worst case scenario.
I'll be honest with you. I'm shocked if he misses South Carolina, but
let's say he misses the next 3 games. We've got to win 2 out of 3, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
To keep every goal that we want, to make the playoff, which I think is everybody's goal, we've got to win 2 out of 3. We're going to beat Kent State. Even if Whit Neubauer is quarterbacking our team, we're probably going to beat Kent State. Okay. So then we've got to look at
Davis Bevel. Would Davis Bevel beat Kent State?
I think so. Honestly, I think Kent State's that bad.
I promised myself I never put Davis Bevel hate on here, but
yeah.
God love him. He tried that year.
That being said, we're not asking Mike Hawkins, and I'm going to steal some of Jeremy's thunder here. We're not asking Mike Hawkins to be the reason that we win. We want Mike Hawkins to be the reason we don't lose.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what we're looking at. So I've got some stats for you. Did a little research. Okay. I'm going to give you player A.
YouTube page.
Yeah, here we go. I'm going to give you player A, player B, and player C. Player A, here's some stats. 11 for 17 passing, 108 yards. 13 for 24, 142 yards. 21 of 32, 220 yards. Player B, 17 of 30, 170 yards. 11 for 25, 114 yards. 19 for 30, 295 yards. Player C, 11 for 18, 132 yards. 10 for 15, 161 yards. 19 for 30, 148 yards. 28 for 43, 247 yards. Wouldn't you agree all those are pretty similar stat lines between players A, B, and C?
Mm-hmm.
Those are similar type players, right?
Yeah.
Okay, similar. Player A was Jackson Arnold this year. Okay. Player B was Arch Manning this year. Player C, Player C was Mike Hawkins last year. Okay. We all agree that we think Ben Arbuckle is a better offensive coordinator than Seth Luttrell. Okay. We think our skill players are better this year than they were last year. We think our offensive line is better this year than it was last year. We think our defense is probably better this year than it was last year. I'm not saying we want those exact numbers from Michael Hawkins, but if we get similar-ish numbers of that, even, because that's similar to what Jackson and Arch are putting up for Auburn and Texas, you're telling me we can't go beat Texas and South Carolina?
Well, and I think the whole situation is that Hawkins is just in a better spot. He's prepared more. When he got thrown in there against Tennessee, it was like, holy crap, we have to play Michael Hawkins. No point of the season did they ever think that it would go so bad that they're like, we have to make a quarterback change. I honestly feel like they didn't think that. They thought.
I mean, the only thing.
No, and also too, real quick, who did Arbuckle rave Arbuckle didn't rave about Mateer in the spring. He raved about Michael Hawkins and how
Right.
he's picking up and like he's excited about him. And that some of that's coaches talk, but when you just keep saying it over and over again, and Michael Hawkins stays, Michael Hawkins agrees to redshirt. Michael Hawkins says, his offense fits my game more. You start thinking, okay, they might have something here. That's why I'm really not as nervous, I guess, as I should be. I know I'm a sunshine pumper and I drink Kool-Aid and all, but that said, I really think he is going to be more prepared to come into this season than he was last.
And I mean, okay, Jeremy, like last year, all we really heard about Hawkins last year was just that he looked better than Jackson Arnold in the preseason. Some of that was starting to bleed in.
Yeah.
But like you said, there was no thought really of we really got to get this guy ready to play. I mean, his ready to play was, guess what? You're playing the second half against Tennessee, a team that ended up in the playoff. Then guess what? The next week, you're going to go play an SEC road game at Auburn. Okay. And then guess what? The week after that, you go play Texas.
Yeah.
Guys, that was his indoctrination last year. I mean, that's insane to think about. Now he gets this whole week. Okay. He gets all of next week. He gets a glorified scrimmage to get ready to go play Texas. And for better or for worse, it's not his first start against Texas. Mm-hmm. It's not.
Yeah, he's prepared.
Okay.
And don't you feel like this week? I know coaches are going to be like, we're preparing for Kent State. That's our next game. No, they're not. They're preparing for Texas. You can't tell me that with this situation, that escalated their time frame of what they have to do, and they're preparing for Texas. Texas is. I know they're trash offense, but their defense is still really, really good. And so that's where they're looking at. And they'd be dumb if they're not, especially now. But that brings me back to my next point, though, is, yes, I hope Mateer gets back for OU Texas because I think he deserves to get to play in that game. I think that's why you come to OU and you come to Texas
100%.
Is because you want to play in that game. But also, too, if they're preparing Michael Hawkins to play against Texas – and Mateer's got to reps, that's kind of scary too. But also too, John Mateer is probably a first-round pick in NFL. I think he can figure it out. So, but
here's the deal, Jeremy. I mean, like, I think in our, all of our dream scenarios, we'd love for Mateer to be back next year. Don't get me wrong, but in all likelihood is if he continues on the path he's on, like you said, this is his 1 year at Oklahoma. Yeah. Do we really think a quarterback from Little Elm, Texas, doesn't want to go play in the Cotton Bowl?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, he does, guys, and he's going to do everything he can to get in this game, to be in this game, and all that. And we're going to talk the next few times we're on here. We're going to be talking about whether John's going to play in this game or not.
Yeah.
But I just think anyone who thinks this is the exact same Mike Hawkins going into this game that was going into that Texas game last year is just absolutely insane. Okay. Now, this is probably one of the few places you're ever going to hear a comparison between Vince Young and Mike Hawkins, but I want to go there just for a moment. I remember I think you were with me, right, when we went and we beat Texas 65-13.
Yeah,
you were there. We were there together. And remember when they brought Vince Young in and he struggled? I think he was I could look up the stats, but he struggled. I mean, Texas struggled in that game. But I turned to you and I said, crap, that dude is big and athletic. He's going to be good.
We better kill him now.
Yeah. And we killed him that year, but he come back and beat us the next year as the starter. And Mike Hawkins took some lumps in the Cotton Bowl last year. Okay. I was there. I'm not going to go through my Texas quotes again because I've already been called out for, my revisionist history that I want to write for that. And Hopefully this gets us some lots of comments and all that stuff from the Texas Logarithm Warriors out there. But Mike Hawkins took some lumps in the Cotton Bowl last year, but he's coming back stronger because of that. Yeah. And Mike Hawkins just coming back in general after – it would have been real easy for Mike Hawkins to just leave Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. It would have been, okay? Because whether you think Jackson got a raw deal or not, and, that's up for debate. Personally, you and I both probably are, I think we agree. Jackson had the opportunity as a starter. He didn't perform. We went to somebody else. That's life. Yeah, I agree. But really, the only interceptions Hawkins threw last year were the ones he threw. Now, it was the pick sixes that cost us the game against South Carolina. It did. Turn the ball over 3 times in the first 3 possessions. That game was over. I get it. But this is a guy who just kind of got thrown out in the bathwater with that one bad game. And he came back. He played in the bowl game. Yeah, I know. Last time he played, we lost to Navy. I get that. But I want you to look and see who the starters on the offensive line and the skill positions were in that game. Okay. It's not Deion Burks is not walking through that door. Okay. Michael Fasusi wasn't walking through that door. I think Mike Hawkins got a little, crap in his neck. Okay. I think he's got a little bit of toughness to him, a little bit of edge to him. Yeah. And I just am real excited to see what he can do. Am I excited for the Kent State game? No, not really, but I'm excited to see Mike Hawkins in it. And
I think they need to keep him out there.
That's where I want to go with that.
90 nothing. They need to keep him in there. So,
what do you think of the narrative of, well, we don't want to play him a lot that game because we can't afford for him to get hurt for the Texas game? What are your thoughts on how we need to handle Mike Hawkins in the Kent State game?
Through that, he needs reps. He needs as many reps as he can get. I don't care if he's playing air right now. He needs as many reps as he can. And you know what? I don't have a problem with them throwing some little wrinkles that they're going to throw against Texas in that.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have Giovanni Gibson back. He's full participant in practice today. Eli Bowen was a full participant as well. So they're going to be back against Kent State. What's really funny is we're probably going to be as healthy as we've been all year with Michael Hawkins. So, we don't have John Mateer, but we've got weapons like Giovanni Gibson. They've raved about him. I think Giovanni Gibson should not leave the field. I think that him and Mike Hawkins should work together. It's going to look like we're running it up. I don't really care. I feel like we need to get those two get on the same page, get continuity with all the receivers. I know it's crazy to think that, but I just feel like we got to get ready for Texas. And who cares? I think we'll be up. And we're playing right now. This is the only thing that scares me about Michael Hawkins is I look at Michigan and I look at Auburn, both those games, and I tell myself, if we didn't have John Mateer, do we win those games? Yep. I don't think we do. And that's what worries me, but also, too, they're early season games. I think our defense can win us games right now. I really do. Until Mateer can get back, but I don't think Hawkins is going to go out there and play like he did last year.
Well, I think especially Mateer won us the Michigan game. I definitely don't think we win the Michigan game probably without him. But that being said, we also were absolute murderers of ourselves on special teams that game, where we were good at special teams against Auburn. I'd said earlier, I really don't think Mateer played great in the first half against Auburn, and so. There's probably some to both sides of that.
Also,
probably
we did
thing
cheat,
was,
we did cheat against Auburn, so that I forgot about that. We cheated against them. So,
but that being said, I don't want anyone to take this as, well, Goss doesn't think Mateer is very good. No, I think Mateer is great. Okay, I love John Mateer. I think the biggest thing John Mateer has given this team is leadership and someone that the rest of the team can get behind. Like the story Jeremy and I heard about him going around the locker room, I will be back for Texas. I will be here. I'm going to be that guy. Guys, dude literally just went and won an SEC game on a bum knee with a broken thumb. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude's a baller. Dude's a dog, whatever you want to call it. I mean, he is Himothy, as the kids would say. Okay.
He is the closest thing to Baker that we've had. I mean, I don't think there's ever going to be another Baker Mayfield, but he's the closest thing to it.
I mean, is this not Baker letting Kyler come play for a couple of weeks?
Yeah, when they memorialized him like he died when he got suspended for.
But think about it. I mean, like, we're losing Mateer, Baker, we're putting in Hawkins, Kyler.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unfortunately, we talked about this a little bit. I think we were set up with a better backup quarterback situation than some of the other schools were because Hawkins did stay. Hawkins did have all spring in the Arbuckle system. He had all summer. He had all fall. A lot of schools are playing with people who they got in the second transfer portal window who didn't necessarily have all that spring to go through. Or they're sitting there with somebody who maybe hasn't played in a couple of years. I mean, I saw, I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was SEC Mike or somebody put out a tweet of like, these are the only quarterbacks in the SEC with an SEC road win. And Mike Hawkins was one of them, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't think the sky has completely fell. I don't want to just close the book on talking about Mike Hawkins, but we've essentially talked Mike Hawkins and John Mateer for about 20 minutes here. I think it's also going to be important in this next week. And I said last time I was kind of through talking about him, but I do think this injury opens the door in a little bit of a way, us looking for something to fill gaps and playmakers and that sort of thing. If Jaden Ott doesn't bust out, play out in this Kent State game, you won't hear me mention the name again. I mean, where are you at?
Did you hear Deion Burke's comments after the game?
I did. And honestly, I was through talking about it. And then I saw that, which kind of, it's the old Al Pacino meme, you know, just when I thought I was out.
Well, my deal with Jaden Ott is there's a conversation being had. There's something going on that nobody in Sooner Nation knows anything about. And is it an injury? Is it like that? You've heard every different angle on him. But I just, for some reason, I keep thinking like they're going to throw him out of game. Like basically, I'm not saying he's Adrian Peterson, but it's just like they're going to throw him out of game. All of a sudden, he's just going to break out. And I think it's, all of a sudden, it's like, oh my God, there's a running back. But I mean, okay. One thing I will tell you, though, I felt like we're not getting like big chunk yards. We got to give Xavier Robinson some carries here. I felt like he should have got more carries against Auburn. It feels like they're not utilizing him the way they should. And Blaylock's good, but he's still young, so he's not seeing those holes. And you got to give those bowling balls every once in a while and throw them in there. So,
I mean, I mean, like, Jeremy, did you think we would be 4-0 with Jaden Ott having 9 carries for 17 yards? If you would have told Jeremy July 31st, we're 4-0, Jaden Ott has 9 carries for 17 yards.
Yeah, probably not.
I wouldn't have believed that.
No, not at all.
I mean, didn't Jaden Ott make preseason all SEC like second or third team, right? I mean, I'll have to go back.
Biggest mystery, and we've gotten our team right now
on all this. And I mean, it's one of those things this is a bye week, so we have some time to talk about it. But I mean, it's just such a strange thing, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Phil Steele, who, you know, we all know my opinion of Phil Steele, and that's the reason I do every pod with the Phil right beside me. I mean, Phil has him as first team all SEC preseason, okay? And he has John Mateer as the fourth team quarterback. So, I mean, he has R. Mason Thomas on the second team. I mean, Ott is the only OU player on Phil Steele's preseason first team SEC. And Phil Steele's someone who liked the Sooners before it was cool. He has picked fourth in the SEC. I think he has this in the top, you know, the number 9 overall. So It's not like this is some. It's not like this is freaking Athlon who says we suck. Okay, this is Phil Steele, and I don't know. Okay, I mean, Jeremy and I have heard through different sources that it's an attitude. It's an attitude thing, and he doesn't buy in. I've heard rumors. This is a rumor. Aggregate this if you want. We need the clicks, but I've heard a rumor that he's an atheist and he hates the soul mission thing, and he didn't realize what he was getting into it with this, and so he just really is a bad cultural fit. Now, I don't know if there's any truth to any of this stuff. I don't mean that, okay? But what I'm meaning is we've heard things from here, there, and everywhere. And I'm not reporting any of this stuff. I'm just saying there's more to this story, whether it's an injury, this isn't just that DeMarco doesn't like him, guys.
Yeah.
The rumor that gets brought back a lot is, well, DeMarco didn't recruit this guy. This was Nagy's guy. So DeMarco's just showing Nagy who's boss. Well, you know who is boss in the situation? Nagy. Nagy is his boss. You know who else is DeMarco's boss? Arbuckle. You know who Arbuckle's boss is? Okay, Brent Venables. They want to put the best players out there. And for whatever reason, he hasn't been out there. So I don't know. Any more odd thoughts from you, Jeremy?
Yeah, I just keep thinking there's going to be a game where he just breaks out and we're like, holy crap, is that Jay Knott? And just, yeah. I don't know why. I'm like you. I should have just every time I just wanted to say, okay, I'm done with Jay Knott. Deion Burke comes out and says, he's going to be ready. He's going to be so it's like he's hurt. It almost, that's what it sounded like Deion Burks was talking, like he's hurt. And so I don't know, man. I'm to the point now, and this is what I said to our friend group. I said, I've watched this defense play enough where if we needed our defense to go win a football game, I would have confidence in them that they could win a football game. I do. I mean, those were a lot of just, the Auburn game, the Michigan game, those were big early games. The more this defense plays, don't you feel like they're getting stronger each game? And they aren't even at full strength. Yeah. That's what's funny.
Who was supposed to be our best corner coming into this year?
That's what I'm saying.
Eli Bowen. And he hasn't played yet. He's going to play against Kent State, but he hasn't played yet. And if you really don't think Jay Jackson and David Stone are going to continue getting better, you're an idiot. Because they are. If you don't see the growth that's finally there in PJ.
How much is Dominic Williams and Holton going to get in if those two keep playing the way they're going? Stone and Jackson together are unblockables right now. So just our defense is making plays. They're doing what they have to do to win football games. And you know what? I think somebody said that's what great football teams do. So, and I just feel like I'm not just, I guess I should be more worried, and maybe I will be if Hawkins craps a bed against Kent State. But at this point, I'm just like, I really think he is set up a lot better than he was last year. So,
well, it goes back to this. I was talking to somebody at work the other day, and this is where my optimism comes from. I think the most important thing that we've done to improve this team is I think Ben Arbuckle's a star. I do. I think he's a star. Mm-hmm. And I think John Mateer is great. But I think the number one reason why we're better on offense is Arbuckle. Okay. Yeah. And we're going to find out. If we can't go run the ball or pass the ball effectively against Kent State and they're a bad team, then the next time you see me, I'm going to be worried. I'm not going to be as optimistic. Now, I'm a Kool-Aid drinker. I'm a sunshine pumper. I'm a guy who wants to be positive about the Sooners. And I'll try to spin it better. But if we struggle in that game, something's wrong. It is. And don't expect Fasusi to play against Kent State would be kind of my take. I hope he does. I think everyone else will play. But I'm hoping Fasusi can at least come out and start, maybe get, 3 or 4 series and then get him out of there. But all that being said, we need to look good offensively. Yeah. And if we don't, then there's a problem because Kent State's bad. Okay. And if we don't look good against Kent State, then there is something to be concerned about that. But I'm a fan of that. Baker is pumped up about it as well. I can't hear you. I can hear your kid, but not you. Okay, so Jeremy is experiencing some technical difficulties. I'm not. We probably heard Jeremy's kid there, but you know, I think Jeremy and I both agree on this. We want to see the offense that works best for Mike Hawkins ran on a week from Saturday. I'm not worried about deception. I'm worried about getting better. That's what I want to see. I don't think we need to like hold things back. Now, I don't think we need to run Hawkins 25 times on against Kent State because I don't think you need to run your quarterback that much. I think we need to establish a running game. But what are some other things you kind of want to see as we go into next week, Jeremy? Okay, well, Jeremy says he's having some technical difficulties, so I think this is probably a good time for us to sign off. Obviously, we won't have a post-game pod for you on Saturday. We may try to do something on Sunday. We'll just kind of see what news is out there, what we've kind of got going on, and that'll be where we're coming next. Obviously, we'll have a Kent State preview. Prayers up for John Mateer's thumb. Dr. Shin, medicine man, hopefully did exactly what he needs to do. And,
hey, also too, sorry guys. I got a little.
Jeremy's back. There we go.
Sorry, got a little audio problems here. Yeah. I'm like, listen to Goss. If you notice, I'm doing this. I'm like, I can't hear anything, and I'm starting to freak out just a little bit. But we're good. But now I hear I'm fine. But hey, also too, I don't know if you were talking about this whenever I couldn't hear you, but crazy crap about Mike Gundy. I did not expect him to let him go for the middle of the year, but I honestly, I feel like they probably were forced that. I think there was probably a sit-down meeting. They said, you need to take less money on your buyout. And he said, I'm not doing that. And they're like, all right, well, it's good having you. I think they should build a statue for the guy. I think he's done a lot for.
And I think they will eventually. I do.
To me, he is what OSU football. To me, I always think of Mike Gundy when I think of OSU football. So
it's just sad. I mean, it is. It's a sad deal.
It is. It is really sad.
I mean, there's video evidence of me throwing some support for Gundy on here. Obviously, I was wrong, but wish the best for Mike. I do think it'll be interesting to see if Mike coaches again. I think Mike would be awesome on College Game Day. I mean, I really do.
Did you hear what Kel said?
A little niche, but I think he would be awesome on that. I think Mike's a great personality. But it'll be interesting to see. But it's just, OSU without Mike Gundy. Man.
Well, his brother said on the radio, they said, do you think he'll coach again? He said, yeah, he will coach again. And I'm going with him. So,
well, we don't know about that. But I know a lot of people love Kel, and I love the things Kel's done. But it's not going to be great for recruiting at this point in Kel's coaching career to go ahead.
Our buddies want Kel Gundy back really bad. So if he goes somewhere with Mike Gundy and he doesn't come back to OU, they are going to be mad. But I just had to mention that. I'm glad you did. I thought it was so funny too. It's like OU can't let OSU have anything.
No, exactly.
Gundy gets canned. One of the best coaches of all time. Well, the best coach of all time at OSU. And John Mateer's like, here, hold my beer. So
he needs someone to hold it because operating thumb.
Apparently, the surgery went well though for Mateer, and we'll keep an eye on his recovery time and all that stuff. But sorry for the little bit of audio. I don't know what happened.
Oh, another mistake that was made. I did some research here, and hopefully, I take back what I said about Mike Hawkins and Vince Young, because Vince Young actually played in 2 Red Rivers. He didn't start. He played in 4, but he started 2. His first two he didn't start. He lost both. So we don't want Hawkins to lose both of his first two Red Rivers.
Hey,
so because it was the 12-0 game was after
was one
that.
of his games 12-0? No,
it was. That was a 12-0 game he lost.
Okay, that's one. God,
that was the one right after
the amount of just useless information that's up there. But.
Yeah. So I was like, that doesn't really sound right. But
yeah,
just trying to still make the point that no such thing as bad experience coming through that for Hawk if he does have to play in that game.
No,
but we're still hoping that is that John Mateer's music we hear?
It is. He's like,
it's good. So. But
all right, guys. So we won't have a post-game podcast. It's a bye week, and it's a bye week for us. So we'll be back next Wednesday for a new for getting ready for Kent State and all the great Mike Hawkins talk, I'm sure. So
and that's why that was something I did say while Jeremy was off. So I said, look, we might do one Sunday. Only way we're doing one Sunday is if there's something like majorly dramatic that happens in Sugarland. If there is,
like Mateer walks on water.
If like Mateer comes back and they just show him like crushing a beer can with his right hand and saying he's ready, something like that, then yeah, we'll come and we'll offer our thanks on that. But
guys,
yeah, thanks again, everybody.
Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us, Apple, Spotify, email us with questions, comments, and we'll see you on Wednesday, unless John Mateer's crushing beer cans with his bare hands.
Yeah. Soonercast@gmail.com, guys. Boomer
Sooner.